Hello everybody and welcome back. We've been invited to Chris' place once more, and within some minutes you'll see great scenery, beautiful table. It's incredible. It's a kind of completely new landscape we're allowed to use for our latest battle report.
Some kind of rusted metal
industrial area.
Yeah. And today's battle report will be the Ultramarines, which I painted a few of them in the last weeks against
the Orks, 1500 points.
Enjoy! Okay, and these are exactly 1500 points of Ultramarines. As you can see, we have already drawn the mission for today's battle, and I have got the assassins, meaning I have to kill or at least wound the enemy army commander. I think it's a quite tough mission for me because there's so many orcs in front of the army commander. But let's see if I can achieve at least the wounding option of my mission. From the army, I've got 3 characters in total. The small Ultramarine force is led by an Ultramarine captain, which I really painted recently. So I finished him, I think, a couple of days ago. It was a birthday gift from Marcus to me. Unfortunately, he didn't paint it for me, so I have to do it by myself. But it was really a great pleasure, and it's incredible the amount of details on this miniature back in the 90s, which
92, maybe
89, 92. So really a pleasure to paint the Ultramarine captain for my force. And I've equipped the captain exactly with the weapons which you can see. So he's carrying a plasma pistol and a power sword. My second in command is my Space Marine chaplain hero. With a jump pack, as you can see, attached on the model. So he's my mobile character, which will jump to the point in the battlefield where he's most needed. But he carries only his Crucis Arcanum and a jump pack, and also a power sword and bolt pistol. Then my last character, which I have to include because, as you're well aware, if you want to take vehicles of any kind, you need a tech marine. And he's got a bionic leg, which grants him an additional attack dice and a conversion field. Okay, from the squad section, I have 3 quads in total. 1 tactical squad, equipped exactly as shown on the model, so 1 plasma gun and 1 missile launcher. Then on the right side, we're focusing on it. It's a 5-man scout squad with the sergeant who wields a power sword, and the 4 scouts have 4 needle sniper rifles, which are not shown on the models, to be honest. Then the last squad, the mighty veterans of the first company, the Terminators. And they are exactly equipped as shown. So the sergeant with a power sword and stormbolter. Then I've got the power fist with the assault cannon. Then 2 Terminators with chain fists and stormbolters. And one of the guys, which I painted up recently, is a Terminator with lightning claws. Because I think it's really a drawback from the Terminators in close combat, because they have only 1 attack dice and cannot parry. So I really favor one of them at least to have more attacks and can parry twice with his lightning claws. And from the support section, we have 3 units. First of all, a Space Marine Dreadnought, equipped with assault cannon and power fist with built-in stormbolter as shown on the model. Then we've got 1 attack bike with twin-link bolters and multi-melter, so quite potent weapon against enemy vehicles. And last but not least, the tech marine is joined by a servitor, which brought along a tarantula with twin-linked heavy bolters. Yeah, these are 1500 points of Ultramarines.
And these are exactly 1,500 points of Orks. To start with, we've got one Warboss. He's got Mega Armor, Displacer Field, Spike Armor and Combat Drugs. This one will be difficult to capture or kill in close combat battle. He's got a Power Fist and Chainsword as well. He's accompanied by a Gretchen Standard with Bolt Pistol and Sword. I've got one Commando Captain with Melter Gun, Power Axe and Sword. And he's got a Conversion Field as well, and he can infiltrate. There was always the question if he can infiltrate alone or if he really has to join the squad of Blood Axe. I'll let him join the squad, but technically I think he might be situated in a different place. Then I've got one Mechanic with a Flamer and Telescopic Legs. He's got a Bolt Pistol and a Sword as well. We've got one Runted shouting at the Gretchen with a Bolt Pistol and a Power Sword. We've got one Pain Boy, and he's got a Bolt Pistol and Chainsword as well as Meta Bombs. He's accompanied by an assistant, an over-eager assistant carrying a bionic leg, hoping that somebody will lose his real leg before too long. And then I've got one mob of Blood Axe Commandos. All of them are equipped quite cheaply with only Bolt Pistol and Axe, so they can't even parry. They've only got 6+ flag armor and frag grenades, but they've got dispersed formation and infiltration. Next we've got two mobs of 3 Death Skulls each. One of them has got 3 heavy bolters, whereas the other mob has got custom combi weapons. They might be glorious if you roll really well, and you might also explode if you don't do so. Then we've got a huge mob of our Goths. The Goths include 9 Goth boys and 1 Nob and even 2 Scout boys. We've got a screen of 23 Gretchen. They've got auto pistols and knives because they aren't great at shooting anyway. In this way they've got 2 attack dice, although they can't parry with the knives. But maybe they kill a Terminator because they've got 2 attack dice and he's only got 1. If he rolls a fumble, might be close. Then we've got 1 Dreadnought with only 3 weapons, heavy bolter, heavy flamer and less cannon. I didn't buy the missile launcher because it was too expensive, and this one has got ablative armor. I've got 1 war buggy with heavy plasma gun. I've got 1 war bike with twin-linked autocannon. Then another choice from the equipment or the support section is a pulsar rocket. This is a kind of really interesting piece of field artillery because I have to guess it can cause incredible damage if I'm lucky. And it might have been 50 wasted points if I don't roll well. And then the last unit is a mob of Storm Boys, a mob of 5 Storm Boys with a flamer, bolt pistol, axes and swords. And they include a drill boss who has got a flamer as well, bolt pistol and a power sword. And these are exactly 1,500 points. And I nearly omitted the Gobsmasher. The Gobsmasher comes at a cost of, I think, 177, and he's got 175 points. And he's got the battle cannon, the heavy bolter, and the heavy plasma gun.
3 weapons. Okay. And we already dealt the strategy cards, and Marcus got
Brilliant strategy.
Brilliant strategy and rolled a 3, so the specimens have to deploy first and probably will
begin second.
Yeah. Because now Marcus is strategizing for the beginning dice roll of 9, so that's quite hard to beat.
So we are back after having deployed, and as you can see,
yeah, my Ultramarines have to deploy first because of Marcus' brilliant strategy. Also, it's quite odd that the Orks have a brilliant strategy, but okay.
The boss is clever and cunning.
Cunning and clever. Okay. So I position my attack bike on my utmost left flank, my twin heavy bolter tarantula behind cover because it is a move and fire weapon, so I put it rather safe. Right beside it the Terminator squad, my other characters, Chaplain and Tech Marine and the Dreadnought in the center of the battlefield, and my army commander including the tactical squad on my right flank. And I have scouted the battlefield, and my scouts have positioned themselves hidden on top of the central ruined building on the battlefield.
My mission is high ground, and maybe that's the reason why I used my ambush card to deploy them hidden and in Overwatch, a squad of 3 Death Skulls with the heavy bolters, and my regular infiltrators are 1 level below LX Scouts, my Blood Axe Commandos. From the left towards the right of my deployment zone you can see a screen of Gretchen. They spread all over my deployment zone. The other Death Skulls with the custom combi shooters. Towards the center we've got our jump pack equipped troops, the Storm Boys and the Gob Smasher. We've got the Pulsar rocket close to the army commander, and close to him the huge or larger mob of Goth Orks, including or followed by the Dreadnought, and we've got a small vehicle squadron consisting of the war bike and the war buggy, and we've got many characters following behind the Goth and Gretchen screen, such as the Runturd, the Pain Boy, the Mechanic with his telescopic legs and flamer and stuff like that. So let's roll to see who goes first.
Yeah, Marcus is rating now of 9 because he doubled this. So I've got 5 plus 5 is 10. And Marcus got 11. So the Orks will start the battle.
They go first. Okay, we are back after my movement, and as you can see, all of them remained on Overwatch, whereas they will break their Overwatch in order to target some of the first Ultramarines with the heavy bolters, if they hit at all. The over-ambitious vehicle squadron moved towards the Terminators, probably their last action, because there's an attack bike behind the hill and move and fire 360-degree tarantula with twin bolters, I think. The huge mob consisting of Gretchen and Goths surged towards the enemy, not knowing of the enemy's mission, and here the large one went on Overwatch to be able to give some firepower in case Alex tries a pincer attack. We'll use
try an all-out attack.
We use the Pulsar rocket later on. They just remain for the moment, and he'll target the Terminators as well, and they'll target the Terminators as well, but this will be lots of shooting, and therefore we'll do it off camera and tell you about the outcome later. So we are back after my shooting phase, and as you can see, nearly all of the blue models are left. I've got a huge amount of guns, but 3 custom combi weapons didn't do anything at all. One of them nearly killed himself. The Gob Smasher failed to do any harm with its battle cannon, but got 1 heavy plasma gun shot through, evaporating the Terminator carrying the assault cannon. Out of the 3 Death Skulls with the heavy bolter, none of them, or only one of them, managed to hit the Ultramarine tactical squad, including the enemy army commander, but rolled double champs. So if they return fire, he'll die for it. And I think over there we got 1 Pulsar rocket, which still has to be worked out, but I'll have to roll really lucky if I'm to do any. I think I have to roll at least 7. in order to get the radius for the Terminators, or don't know where Alex Dreadnought will move, but he'll probably move away from me. And over there, both of the over-ambitious vehicles fire the weapons, but only succeeding in one heavy plasma gun shot, evaporating another Terminator. So 2 Terminators died, and that's the end of my first turn, because we don't have any Psychers and there's no close combat yet.
Okay, we are back after the first turn of the, should I say, once mighty Ultramarines. As you can see, my scouts remained hidden and even went on Overwatch, because I was a little bit afraid to shoot at anyone, because the Ork is in Overwatch and I would have revealed my position. Maybe it's a good idea to stay hidden, at least for the moment.
Over there, only one is left out of my 3-strong mob of Death Scars, because you used your tactical squad.
Then my attack bike went on Overwatch. My Tarantula moved on top of the small rubble, but failed to hit the bikes. My 3 Terminators, as you can see, are down on the ground, because the pulsar rocket exploded with a huge diameter of 8, a radius of 8 inches. Causing them to flip over, so they will...
As well as my Blood X Commando Captain.
And I have to put them back now. They used their first turn to stand up again. My Dreadnought killed, I think, 3 Gretchens with its assault gun. And my tactical squad, as Marcus mentioned, shot 2 of the custom combi weapons to pieces. And my army commander moved forward to the wall of the building.
And you killed another, a 4th Gretchen with your...
I used the first of my strategy cards, Barrage, and hooray, I killed 1 Gretchen with my orbital bombardment. Okay, so we're back after Marcus' second turn.
Okay, we're back after my second, and as you can see, they continue to chase towards the enemy deployment zone, where the Terminators are still... technically they have already risen to their feet, and I think they'll target the Tarantula, which has only got an armor value of 10, so if I hit it with my autocannon, it's gone for sure. Inside the building, this one went on Overwatch to be able to target the enemy scouts atop the building, and they remain hidden in an Overwatch as well. He got back to his feet and can now be seen, but will also use his melter gun on them, on the resting Terminators. They surged into the factory, the destroyed building, the Gretchen and the Goth mob, joined by the Knobs and even the Scar Boys. The army commander advances towards the enemy army commander. They will try to target the Terminators once more. The Storm Boys will try to outwit the tactical squad, although their chances are probably slim. And then we've got the Gobsmasher trying his best with the 2 remaining weapons, the Heavy Bolter and the Battle Cannon, to damage the Ultramarines tactical squad and the enemy Dreadnought, of course. So, and I think we'll be back with a short talk about the results after some minutes. So we're back after my second shooting, and as you can see, nothing happened at all. The only thing is that the Tarantula is missing, because the Warbike driver was successfully, and his twin autocannons hit the Tarantula 3 times. So the armor value 10 support weapon is done, but one of the dice was a jam, so it's jammed for 1 turn, whereas the recharge markers have been removed from the war buggy, as well as from the Gobsmasher for its heavy plasma gun. And no other Space Marine has died so far.
Okay, we're back at the end of the second turn of the Ultramarines. My attack bike moved on slow speed and turned behind the rock in order to target the 2 bikes from Marcus' Ork force, succeeding in killing I think the Wartwreck. And my Terminators managed with their rapid fire Stormbolters to kill the driver from the Warbike. So the 2 bikes are gone for good. Those remained hidden as the whole units on top of the vehicle. And my Dreadnought, he was not very successful. He used his assault cannon on Marcus' tank. And you see he rolled a lot of jams and managed only to neglect the ablative armor, I think, from the Gobsmasher. And I think killed 1 Gretchen with this built-in Stormbolter. On the other hand, my tactical marines were quite successful, especially the missile launcher, who shot a frag missile. I think it's the first time I use a frag missile inside the building. And because of the densely packed greenskins, he managed to kill a total of 3 Gretchens and 1 Ork. And I think 1 Ork survived due to his flak armor against plasma shots. And I think the rest of them killed 1 Gretchen in front of the Gobsmasher. Yeah, so that's the end of my second turn.
So, we are back after my third turn, the turn next to my last turn, and nothing much has happened except for the Dreadnought who used his 12 inch to get closer or into the view of the enemy to be able to target the Terminators in its next turn, or maybe the attack bike. Then many of them ran forward, Stormboys as well as the main bulk of Goths, and the Gobsmasher closed or moved a little closer towards his enemy, his personal enemy, the Dreadnought of the Ultramarines. So only 2 units are able to shoot, I think, because he inside remained on overwatch, trying to keep them at bay instead, in case they move. So only the Gobsmasher can try to use his heavy bolter into them, and the field battle cannon as well as the heavy plasma gun into the Dreadnought. And then over there we've got the Blood Axe Commando Captain. He'll try to use his melter gun on the Terminators. So let's see. I hit on a 2 and I rolled a 5. Strength toughness is 2+. And I rolled a 3. So now Alex has got a 7+ Terminator.
No.
And that's only 6. So one of the Terminators is down. And I think they need to take a break test because they lost.
They passed it.
And then we've got the Gobsmasher battle cannon on this one on a 4+, and this time we've got a 6, so all locations are covered. But I think it's low 3d6 plus 8. So I probably won't. First location, legs. That's a lot. 19.
20.
Okay.
Legs are 20. Oh, they're really tough, the legs of the Dreadnought.
So, and I think all of the other locations are even more heavily armored.
The left arm is 19.
Okay, left arm.
17. Right arm.
That's a lot. Now I've got 21. So it's
And
ablative.
the body?
And the body. It's 11.
I have to check if he has ablative armor.
19.
Oh, he has ablative
Okay, so ablative arm is gone. Then heavy bolter is next into them.
armor. The heavy plasma gun is...
I'll do it last.
Okay.
Heavy bolter on a 4. Yep, I hit this time. First time in 3 rounds. Oh, come on, baby. 4 hits.
On those 3.
Well, let's say the first.
2, 1, 1.
On 3 different ones.
Okay.
The first one gets 2 hits.
Okay.
Strength toughness. Yeah, he's dead. -2, so you've got 5+ armor saves, I think. No.
Okay. Those 2.
Another 2 times strength toughness. Both of them. And 2 5+. No, another 2 down and another break test, but it's on your army commander because he's nearby. Yep. And then the most important thing. Now I've got the heavy plasma gun maximum energy one last time on him. On a 4 and I hit. That's great because all of the locations are covered.
Unfortunately, Orks are such great marksmen, hitting all the time with all weapons.
But this time it's much more
Okay.
than.
Heavy plasma gun.
Yeah.
Make some energy.
It's much more. It's D10 plus 10 plus D6.
Mhm.
So first location legs. 16 is not enough.
Left arm.
Left arm 10 and I think this was 3. So 10 and 2 is 12, 3 is 15.
Right arm.
And right arm. Now we've got 11, 5, 16. And the last location body.
No.
Well, this was really bad.
So
Lots of ones. Yeah.
But it was quite astonishing that all the weapons hit from an Ork week.
Okay, so I think there's nothing left to be done.
You can use, try to
Army Commander on 9. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah. And
okay,
now
unbroken. Okay.
Okay, and that's the end of my third turn.
Okay, third turn of the Ultramarines. My attack bike
Move back into
moves
cover.
back into its original position and even hit the commando captain with the multi-melter, but he successfully saved by his conversion field. And my Stormbolt, I think, failed to wound him. Yeah, and the rest of the army, the missile launcher, once again, rather successful, killed the standard bearer of the Gretchens. So definitely a moral victory of the Ultramarines.
Yeah, he alone was able to hold back the tide.
And I think I killed no, they failed to hit or to wound. So basically only the frag missile killed, I think, one Gretchen and the standard bearer. Okay, that's the end of my third turn.
Okay, we are back after my final shooting and stuff like that. As you can see, that Dreadnought unfortunately failed to harm either the Terminators or the attack bike. Over there, the Gobsmasher failed as well. He tried to use his heavy bolter on the tactical squad and the battle cannon on his enemy, but didn't score anything, whereas the Storm Boys managed to flame several of the Ultramarines in power armor and force them into break test. Okay, they also failed because they didn't get the range to target the Terminators. So today the Death Skulls, I think, didn't kill a single enemy model. Okay, and that's the end of my fourth turn.
Okay, guys, last turn of the game. The Ultramarines have succeeded in finally blowing up the Gobsmasher with my attack bike and the multi-melter, causing a huge blast of 3 inches, killing I think 6 Gretchens which lurked nearby the Gobsmasher. On my right flank, the tactical squad a little bit redeemed themselves by killing all but one of the
Storm Boys?
Storm Boys, and this one is broken, so yes, the squad is counted as casualty because it's the last turn of the game. And yeah, because we have no close combat yet, so I decided to jump with my chaplain into close combat with the commando captain, so that we have at least one close combat. So I've had 3 attack dice, and then 5 with my power sword and my Crucis Arcanum.
Okay. I've got a weapon skill of 5. I've got bolt pistol and power sword.
Okay, then they
And
have
I've got a
equal
conversion.
weapons. Both have power swords. Okay,
And
let's start.
I've got, let's look it up, 3 attacks,
Yeah.
including
Okay.
your. Yeah. But you've charged. Oh, and I've got a 1, but I've got a 6 as well. So I've got 11.
So I've got 6 plus 4 is 10, 11, charging 12.
1 hit.
1 hit. So I take my power sword.
Strength 5 against my toughness 5 is 4 plus. No.
Oh, no, fair too good. Okay, unfortunately, plus combat is not decided yet. And I think we calculate the victory points and we'll be back with a short sum up of the battle.
So, congrats, Alex.
Congrats, Markus.
It was really exciting in the end when we tallied up the points, and the result, the final result, was 6 points for the Ultramarines and 6 points for the Orks.
Yeah, so it was a classical draw.
I thought I had lost because I didn't kill any complete units of Alex Ultramarines army, but I got some points for rather expensive damaged units like the Terminators and the Tactical Squad. And in the end, I got 1 point for, I think, the Tarantula and 1 for my mission.
Yeah.
And Alex killed off more units, but was unlucky because the low point characters don't give any victory points. And sometimes even the squads were only damaged. For example, the Death Skulls being worth below 100 points. They only give a point if they're completely killed. So the outcome was 6 by 6, and I think it's really interesting. It would have been interesting to see another 1 or 2 rounds on Chris.
No, but I think
extraordinarily well painted table.
It's really a great scenery today, and but I think if you continued the game, I don't know if the Ultramarines would have survived much longer because the Orks were closing in. I think my chaplain would be badly mauled by the rest of the Ork squad next turn because they could have charged now and surrounded him. And
it would have been interesting to see the 2 dreadnoughts maneuver around each other with all of their weapons.
But I was really surprised. We assembled a few units which, in our opinion, had great impact on the outcome of the battle, especially my missile launcher. Normally, we don't use any frag missiles because we always say, oh, it doesn't make sense, use your frag missile. But this battle I used, I think, twice the frag missile, and they killed quite a lot of greenskins.
I think you killed a dozen of them and
prevented them not so much, but
marching through
because they were so densely packed inside the building, so it was really a great impact. And it's really rare that an attack bike survives a whole battle. Normally they get blown off, as you see by Markus' battle, Markus bikes, at least in mid-game. And but I maneuvered really cautiously behind the rock most time, and it really killed in the end the Gobsmasher. And I think
you were lucky that the Ork Dreadnought has a bad ballistic skill. I think he targeted the Terminators and your bike and didn't
fail to hit. But your Gobsmasher was quite impressive because I think he almost every time hits, but on the other hand failed often to penetrate the armor.
Yeah, I was really disappointed when 4 shots, one after another, failed. Although I used maximum energy on the heavy plasma gun, failed to penetrate the armor of the Dreadnought. On the other hand, it survived up to the last round.
But I think especially the Spaceman Dreadnought is really a tough unit from the armor values. So because he has no tracks and even the legs have an armor value of 20. So compared to a vehicle tank, normally I think they have 16 or 17 for the tracks, so it's easier to penetrate the armor there.
And special thanks to Chris, who allowed us to use his great terrain. I think
great.
Thanks to Patrick from Silver Ear, who did some of the paint jobs. And we are really looking forward to reading your comments on this battle. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.